in as the ball was going past the glove. Now Darren Gough, right-hand batsman from Yorkshire. Test match debut for him.
Well, if I was Dion Nash bowling to Darren Gough, playing in his first test match, I'd just let him know what test cricket's all about. Give him one right round the ear roll. Absolutely right.
Gosh, you fast bowlers are a tough lot.
That's well played. Very well played. Ball rising quite quickly, but down the leg side, and Phil DeFreitas paddling it round.
That's a fine shot from Darren Gough. On the up, smites it through the covers.
Vintage cover drive, wasn't it? I'm sure some of the top order batsmen would have been pleased with that one.
Really was a great shot. Right off the knee to the bat, perfectly placed. Oh, good shot. That really has been hit very firmly. A short arm jab. A very powerful pull by Darren Gough, unveiling all the shots now. That's a fine shot from Phil DeFreitas. That ball had all the width, short in length, everything that Phil DeFreitas needed to give himself the chance to crack it through the offside. And that's through the leg side. It's a good contest. And the ball wins. Well, that's edged over the top of slips. Very high indeed, and no problems at all. Very, very safe. That's the great thing. If you really fling the bat at the ball, the edge is going to go a long, long way.
Yes, but this is not good bowling either by Chris Pringle. He's just giving the batsman far too much width. And he's just dropping it too short to come back and really fly the bat at it. And he's got a lot of wood on it. And even if he does miscue it, it's still going to go hard and high anywhere. So he must tighten up, Pringle.
That's going to be worth 4 more too. No third man. And that boundary, the 41st of the innings, brings up the 50 partnership between Phil DeFreitas and Darren Gough. Oh, good shot. Over the top. And straight down the ground. Umpire Shepherd just checking whether it bounced inside or over the rope. Nicely flighted delivery, but Phil DeFreitas just doesn't hold back. Straight down the ground, and it bounces into the crowd there.
That's a nice way for England to go into lunch, and a terrific partnership there between Philip DeFreitas and Darren Gough, just underlining the value of tail-end runs. 58 they've put on, and Darren Gough is taking strike. Got that off the middle of the bat. Got it well enough though, and in the air, and that's a nice reply, because the very first ball Darren Gough received from Dion Nash was a bouncer, got him in the shoulder, and he's played that pretty well. Well, was in the air considerable time.
Well, I just wonder if he was nodding off a bit at third man there, because he didn't rush in, he didn't see it early, he didn't judge it well at all, he just stood back and waited for it to bounce. And I think a very good alert fielder would have got in quickly. So he's running sideways, he's not running forward. He wasn't attacking the ball, getting to it. And they need to attack everything to New Zealand. They really must get rid of the tail enders, because the confidence has grown so much of Phil DeFreitas and Darren Gough in his first test match that they're really toying with the New Zealand bowlers. They're pinching singles, the confidence is up.
No better example of it than that. We've had two things happen at the start of this over. We had a little conference between DeFreitas and Gough, and the result is this extra urgency. There's been some urgency there in their batting, and they've done well. A little bit of extra urgency. Drop the ball at your feet, come on, let's go, no need for a call even, just a look. And Gough is racing down the pitch alongside Dion Nash. The other thing that happened was Kenny Rutherford raced up to Nash and gave him a real exhortation. Come on, get stuck in, we've got to get one. He did a shot, and 50 for Philip DeFreitas. Second time in this series he's made a half century. Teammates are applauding, and I should think the England selectors are as well, particularly Raymond Illingworth, who was the one who had a little word in DeFreitas' ear before this series began and told him he was a real chance. Well, that was a very, very good shot. There's a certain amount of disrespect in that.
Well, he's loving it. He's Darren Gough. He's toying with the bowlers.
And that's going to be 4, away over the slips there. If you're going to flash, then flash hard.
Yep, they're just toying with the New Zealanders.
That's a good shot. Again, enough to beat Hart at cover. Michael Owens clearing up, but wide third man. So that now is Philip DeFreitas' highest test score. And another very well taken single. That brings up the 100 partnership, and deservedly also brings a warm round of applause from this crowd at Old Trafford. What a wonderful shot from Darren Gough. Totally uncompromising.
Darren Gough might believe that this game is somewhat easy out there at the moment. He's made it look pretty easy. Full flourish, look at that, good follow through, and that's just gone like a rocket. And when you hit the big fast bowler straight back past him for 4, and particularly when you're a fast bowler yourself, it's the ultimate insult, I can assure you. But oh, that's beautifully played. Look at that full flourish and follow through. I think a golfer would have been happy with that swing.
Well, that's 50 for Darren Gough. Well played indeed. Whips the helmet off. Applauded by his own teammates up in the balcony there in the pavilion. What a fine effort. There hasn't been a better round of applause all game.
Well, everyone's happy about that. Except the New Zealanders, of course. I'm still smiling. I'm enjoying the entertainment, David.
I'll fetch that back. And the wheels are coming off as far as New Zealand bowlers are concerned. The balance of power certainly has changed. Ken Rutherford now setting defensive fields for his bowlers. And despite all that, it's another lovely shot. Perfectly placed, square on the offside. And there seems to be nothing Ken Rutherford can do to stop it.
Can't set a field for that. Oh, it's out. Strangled him out. Inside edge, thick inside edge, roll back, removed one bail from the off stump. And DeFreitas' fine innings of 69 has ended.
Top-class performance when England were in a bit of trouble. I'll repeat again, that's what selectors look for, don't they? It's not just how many runs you make, it's when you make them, when the team needs you. And England certainly needed him today.
Still looking at a possible target of 250 rather than 350. Oh, well, he was prepared to walk for that, Darren Gough. He thought, I'm stumped or I'm bowled, it's all over. And he lives on. In the air, caught, and extraordinary conclusion to a very fine innings by Darren Gough. He's 65 and he's out. He's starting to give the very tired seamer the charge there. I fancy he was just walking towards him.
Gough in his first over in Test match cricket. Another run has been added. New Zealand 2 for no wicket, and he's bowling to Mark Greatbatch.
Well, he's in danger of going now. A very awkward delivery from Darren Gough. Greatbatch is gone without scoring. And Darren Gough taking no time to get back into the action yet again. That was a good short ball, straight. A very nasty, awkward height for Mark Greatbatch. And there's nothing he seemed to be able to do with it. A bit of luck there for Ken Rutherford. Those under edges can go absolutely anywhere, as Robin Smith found out in England's first innings. All too easy to drag the ball back onto the stumps.
He's not a number 3, Ken Rutherford.
Oh, that's well bowled. He must just have jagged an inside edge onto his pad there.
Well, this one nipping back at him, inside edge. He just seems to me to be warming to his task a bit, Darren Gough.
Oh, Rhodes has dived away to his left. Just a question of whether or not it carried. It's umpire Lamson is asking umpire Shepherd. Rhodes is in no doubt. Nor is Fleming now. It looked to me from here, as Rhodes was diving away to his left, that it was a good clean catch.
Yeah, that's out. He's just got quite hostile this last couple of overs as Darren Gough. And he might be giving a torrid time, I think, to the incoming batsman. He's got good rhythm and good pace at the moment as Darren Gough.
None for 12. DeFreitas 9 overs, no maiden, 2 for 38. And Darren Gough, what a day for him. 9 overs, 1 maiden, 2 for 21 to go with the runs he made. And at the end of 2 days in this Cornhill Test match at Old Trafford, England 380.
First Test match. He's batted and bowled as well as he could ever have wished to. He came out when England were in trouble, and with Phil DeFreitas, they both showed a very refreshing and positive approach to batting. They thrilled the crowd and probably embarrassed some of their own batsmen. They played shots, they ran quick singles, and really by the time they were out, the New Zealand fielders and bowling was absolutely ragged. It was no surprise then, when New Zealand went into bat, that DeFreitas and Gough got wickets. What was nice about Gough, he had some pace, some bounce, he enjoyed himself. He hasn't used his Yorker yet very much, but it is a good one still to come, and that bouncer was lethal. New Zealand, very, very much in trouble. The follow-on looms very large.
Partnered Phil DeFreitas in that batting partnership today. Then he bowled very well. Here's a cricketer of the future.
Well, you couldn't say it was a wizard delivery, but it was very much in the traditions of Brian Close. It was a bit of a loosener, wide of off stump, and he was caught at point.
Well, it's not what Darren Gough will tell his Yorkshire teammates. He'll tell them how he thought him out, just slipped him a loosener wide of off stump. He knew he'd chip it to cover point. Bit of a golden arm.
Mike Atherton is the catcher, and he judged it very well. It's the timing of the jump, that's important in those sort of positions. Well, that's a sparkling start, isn't it? Matthew Hart departs. Well, whichever way you look at the world, it's a pretty rosy prospect for Darren Gough.
Be really upset that he did that. That he exposed Michael Owens to Darren Gough in this last over before lunch. Owens is not a very good batsman, and Nash is just acknowledging that he shouldn't have taken the single. Well, it's one for the book of experience. Alex Stewart, the man there, took it neatly, and Darren Gough has another wicket. New Zealand probably now will have to follow on. Just a question of Michael Atherton making the decision, and that's a fine performance from England this morning. The start of the innings was 84 for 4, and now it's 151 all out. Michael Atherton has done a good job. He's captained the side well out there. Gough and DeFreitas lead the side off the field. Alex Stewart, the catcher. Darren Gough, the bowler. Perfect placement of his hands. Players are off the field. The sweeping is being done. The rolling will be done as soon as they find out.
The attack now of Darren Gough. He's bowled 3 overs so far in this innings, 0 for 12, and he's come back on at the Warwick Road end to bowl to Ken Rutherford. It's got him. And Ken Rutherford is furious with himself.
Could be a bit of a strangle, again a bit of a loosener here from Gough, and really he's just tickled that round. He might have even gloved it, but Stephen Rhodes more than happy to move well to his left and take that catch. He's jubilant, and Gough's probably more delighted. And Ken Rutherford, well, will be absolutely spitting.
That's a splendid shot. What a handsome way to get off the mark for Stephen Fleming.
And that's a good start with Fleming. Might just have got a bat onto it. It might have flown off his heel. And Shepard will be the one to tell us. he's told us nothing. Indicates that just found the inside edge. Oh, what ball. Width of a whisker outside leg stump, perhaps.
Oh, that's going to be out. Could be out. Peter Such unable to get back. Desperate lunge from Peter Such. It was a toss-up whether he'd get there first or whether Stephen Rhodes could come across from the wicket-keeper's position. Again, Mark Greatbatch in all sorts of trouble from that straight short ball from Darren Gough. And that's flown just wide again.
Well, that's the fast swinging ball, well up, dipping into the pads.
Yes, it was a good one too, right up there and swinging in late. Very much a Waka Eunice type delivery, that one. Well, very good shout, it just might have swung too much.
Oh, and there it was again. Beautifully bowled. How that got through. Beautifully bowled.
Very poor footwork, isn't it? I mean, batsman really staying on the crease, not getting his foot anywhere near the ball, really.
That's in the air, that's caught. Well, he deserved the wicket, but I never imagined it would come that way. We've seen these screaming, late in-swinging Yorkers from Darren Gough. Imagine to see the wickets go over, or an LBW, but quite surprising to see Shane Thompson pull out at cover.
Well, there have been some extraordinary dismissals, for sure, and Darren Gough's had quite a few of them. But to get somebody out caught driving off the front foot at cover is not a normal way. Just hit it too soon and spooned it up. He's played some very careless shots as Shane Thompson all through his innings and got away with it. This time he hasn't.
Adam Perore is the batsman. But the impression is that Darren Gough really knows how to remove the tail. He's now sending in a stream of Yorkers swinging into leg stump.
What was it like out there when you came in to bowl your first ball?
Amazing. I wasn't really nervous, but it was great to get a wicket in your first over. To get back into it after 6 weeks off, a lot of people were saying, is he fit enough after playing for 5 or 6 weeks? So I wanted to prove I was fit enough, and gladly I did.
How is the side? Because I see you wearing some form of brace or something like that underneath.
Yeah, basically that's just like a radiator. It just keeps it warm. Sometimes you get too warm and you have to give yourself a bit of air, but it does a good job.
Yeah, and it's come up all right? No problems?
Oh, no problems at all. I'm just having a problem with the big toe at the minute with the hard ground. I'm not used to these hard bouncy tracks. I'm used to the slow puddings in Yorkshire.
You talk about hard bouncy tracks. I'm looking forward to seeing you bowl in Australia. There's hard bouncy tracks out there, I can tell you.
Hopefully, yeah, if I can do well the rest of the summer, hopefully I can get on that trip. And
how did you find South Africa on the A tour?
Oh, I enjoyed it very much, yeah. The pitches weren't as quick as I thought, but if you got in the right place after enough, you got rewarded.
Australia, except for Sydney, they'll be fairly quick.
Yeah, I went to Australia with Young England about 4 years ago, and we didn't do very well, really. And I didn't bowl very well at the Wacker because I tended to bowl it on the short side, but I'm hoping to get back there and get it in the right areas.
I remember rightly that you had a minor altercation with one or two of the young Australians at the Wacker?
Well, kind of. They let me have a few, and we had a few words, but I'm hoping to get back this year and have a few words with the big boys.
Darren, thank you very much indeed. Well played. That's a tremendous debut. Looks as though England might have a real find there, not just with his bowling, which looks very good, but also with his fielding and some excellent batting so far.